financial and non-financial support to SMMEs owned by people with disabilities. But specifically, I'm sure the community might be familiar with a program that was led by the MEC called Kondisa Ishishini Lako. This program's aim is to make sure that, one, businesses comply with whatever expectations that from the business point of view that one needs to produce so that you are able to get business from government, what is tender, where is responding in terms of RFQs and all sorts of things. So the department is recognizing that limitation, and the aim is to try and make sure that we do something around this particular target. But also maybe I need to indicate it's something that, and I'm not saying that is justifiable, it is a target that the entire province, really, a chairperson is struggling with it. That's why we think we need to be systematic in intervening. In terms of GOD empowerment, we would have indicated, chairperson, that there was a lot of work in Q1 that was led by the colleagues that are responsible for sector and industry development. And there's a lot of work that they were done in trying to support some of the SMMEs in that area. Some of those included the 96 women-owned enterprises that were supported in sectors such as chemical, mining, agro-processing, as well as creative industries. In terms of youth, 82 businesses owned by youth were supported in areas such as mining, agro-processing, chemical, automotives, as well as creatives. As well, in terms of people with disability, there are 4 businesses that were supported in areas of chemical, mining, agro-processing, as well as creatives. Quickly, chairperson, allow me to just zoom into some of the work that the department was able to implement in the surrounding, the Kokosi as well as surrounding areas. There was SMME support that was effected, and I'm sure GP will also elaborate on this. So there was the SMME that received assistance of a generator, scale, container, banner, and marketing materials, which were worth 17,000 from GEP. And then there was a traditional food business owner that was supported. The request that they made was 5,000 grant, was 5,000, and this was also provided by GEP. And also GEP bought him 2 gas stoves and 2 affordable tables. Additional 2 jobs were created as a result of this sponsorship. In terms of, and also there were 2 informal traders in cooking business that were supported. Beneficiary of the informal trader grant from GP in a form of stock. Pizza business was supported, so beneficiary of a strategic partnership. We have a unit called strategic partnership in the department. They were able to link this person and make sure that their business is supported in the following way. So the beneficiary of a strategic partnership between CCBSA and GDD was awarded a business in a box for his business, a pizza. Chair, I want to indicate that some of the items, the specifics, as well as the detail will be provided by the GEP because in the main, the department is responsible for coordination of policy. But Chairperson, in terms of consumer affairs, earlier on I would have alluded to the fact that we have a unit that is responsible for making sure that SMMEs are trained to comply with consumer legislation, but also community is made aware of their rights in as far as consumer affairs is concerned. This is the breakdown in terms of the awareness campaigns that the Consumer Affairs Unit was able to coordinate across the Kokosi as well as surrounding communities. It targeted youth. The first one targeted youth. It was around business awareness, workshop on consumer rights functions and assistance. And the second one was on business awareness, workshop on consumer rights function and assistance. The other one was multi-stakeholder inspection on business compliance. And the one that was held on the 14th of November last year, it was on business compliance workshop. It targeted the SMMEs And on the 4th of December, the one that was convened was the MEC Imbizo. That was really focused on this Ishishini Lago. Chair, I'm going to pause here because the entities will be able to provide further detail in as far as the work that the department and the group was able to implement. Thank you so much, Chairperson.
Right, thank you very much for that presentation. So the first entity can then do their presentation. I think that will be the, let me just see here, Gauteng Gambling Board. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, just an announcement. There's a vehicle, a white BMW registration BD43NLGP. Its windows are open and the car's not locked. So whoever is the owner of that vehicle, can that person just go out and make sure your car is locked? Thank you very much. And then I can also just say that the MEC Mahile has joined us online.
Moreover, at an equal level, we also fight against illegal gambling. For those of you who know Fochville, Dice, and all those internet kind of online gambling, that it is a wrong, because those people are operating and they are not paying any tax to the government, so that we could be able to advance other socio-economic development interventions. So, community and colleagues at large, we are looking at responsible gambling and also vis-a-vis the problem gambling. So, gambling is defined like this. Others say it's a form of entertainment, but the dictionary defines it as a way of placing a bet with something of value, with an expected outcome from a game that will make you to win. So it's more of a probability intervention. Just to give a highlight on what we do, we regulate the gambling industry. Our mandate is to regulate and control gambling in the province because we want to promote ethical business conduct. We are a recourse. For those of you, Baba Kalama, professional Knoxman. For those who know what Knoxman does, we regulate the game. So, in essence, we are a statute of government, entity of government, that makes sure that all licensed gambling outlets are able to pay their dues in terms of levy, licensing, and also issuing of licenses. In this quarter of 25-26, as the Gauteng Gambling Board, we had 8 targets, as the previous speaker has indicated. Out of the 8 targets, we achieved 7. Out of the 7 targets that we have achieved, 2 of them we overachieved. Let me go straight into the targets that, or indicators that I'm reflecting here. The first target that we have achieved and is aligned to what the previous speaker from the department was narrating on. It is the payment of suppliers, which are our SMEs, youth-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, disability-owned businesses. We pay them within 15 days turnaround time. Of all the invoices we received, we managed to perform 100%. On the program 2, which is gambling regulations, these are the things that I gave a preamble on. This talks to the license application that we receive for us to be able to can approve the application. Of all the license application we received, be it moving the license or be in adding slots machine, the turnaround time is 120 days. Of all of them, we have achieved 100%. For the employee registration applications, which are based on the law, we need to register all the employees that are working within the gambling outlets, especially on the gambling floor, and who are dealing directly with the machines. We have achieved and managed to be able to register those employees within the specified time. Unfortunately, the target of jobs created, it doesn't report quarterly. But however, from all the licenses that we issued for the previous financial year, we managed to achieve 1,405 direct jobs that we believe people are there in all specified areas, and they are able to work and provide for their families. Number of equipment. All the equipment that you see in the gambling outlets, they need to be checked, and they also need to request application for that to be played, and we'll be able to can audit that. We have overachieved on this one. Our target was 90. We managed to do those and the percentage is at 97.1. On the compliance incidents that were referred to the CEO, only 2 matters in the last quarter, and they were all realized within the 100% turnaround time, which is 70 days. On the gambling disputes, this target talked to you, giving us the dispute to say Hollywood didn't pay you, Superbet didn't pay you, or Superbet has given me a refuse of entry. They no longer want me to go and play at Silverstar. All those disputes, as a Knoxman, we have resolved within the turnaround time of 100%. Our last 2 indicators for the quarter, which is a thorn to us, it is the issue around the rates of illegal gambling outlets. Our target was 125. We only managed to achieve 62, which is a serious shortfall. However, our target is at 500. There is a process in place to make sure that we've got all our resources to make sure that we achieve this target. Our baseline for last year performance was 502 for the financial year 24-25. The current financial year is 500. We hope to increase that because the process of declaring our law inspectors into peace officers who can carry the mandate to go and raid on their own is at an advanced stage. Responsible gambling and illegal gambling campaigns. In essence, as we are busy regulating the industry and generating income, there is a concern with regard to problem gambling. Community, there are those who are addicted. Then there is a need for us to intervene on that. And that we do it through the campaigns to go to where you are and make sure that you understand the difference between responsible gambling and problem gambling. One of the critical things that I need to share with you community is don't gamble what you cannot afford to lose. That's one of the things. Another critical thing is winners know when to stop. When you have won, why do you have to go back? Because you have won. But however, temptations do happen. But our campaigns that we do on this indicator, it is the interventions that we do so that we promote responsible gambling. People understand the difference between problem gambling and responsible gambling. And you use gambling as a form of entertainment. We have overachieved on this target. We've got 8 campaigns that we implemented in the first quarter. To zoom straight in what we have done in the area of Kokosi and surrounding areas. As you might know, in terms of the West End, we've got one casino, which is Silver Star. Most of you know about it. It has been licensed and is regulated by us. Out of the 2023 43 bookmakers license that were issued, 2 of them, they are here based in the West End. Out of the 9 bingos that we issued in the last issuance of licenses, 2 bingos are awarded in the West End. Someone might ask me, what is a bingo? In simple terms, a bingo is a mini casino. It has its own game. So those are the difference that we could be able to differentiate. But we are available to can clarify that. We also have what we call limited payout machines. Those are the LPM machines that you see in the restaurants and pub. Those you will find 2 or 3 of them. It's a slot machine, and it's there as a form of entertainment. In the region, we have licensed 48 of them. Responsible gambling and outreach campaigns. We have done a low payment machine activation because we have realized that a lot of people, when they start to engage in a restaurant or they get bored, they go and play on those low payment machines. We have run the campaign in the last quarter and the previous financial year in the area wherein we went to Cool Point Pub, Tivoli Pub in Western area, and also the Marco Pub in Western area, and also the Good Life restaurant in Carltonville. However, we are available here, the CEO and my colleagues are here, so that we are able to further engage, because there could be an interest with regard to you understanding how do you acquire a license. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was the presentation of the Gauteng Gambling Board. Next up will be the Gauteng Tourism Agency, if I'm correct. Yes, Gauteng Tourism Authority. Thank you very much. You may come up.
Good morning to the chairperson and honorable members, colleagues, as well as members of the community. My name is Mohammed Chawan. I'm very pleased to be here to represent the Gauteng Tourism Authority. I'm the CFO at that entity. So to those of you who may not have heard about the Gauteng Tourism Authority, we are an entity that reports to the Gauteng Department of Economic Development, and our roles is to promote the province as a tourism destination for both local and international, as well as to regulate certain activities in the tourism field, such as the registration of tour guides, as well as other tourism enterprises. The presentation that I've prepared for today is broken up into 3 areas. We will show you for the first quarter, which is from April to June 2025, our performance, as well as the financial performance, and then after that specifically what activities during this quarter the GTA has conducted and helped in the West Rand area. So I'm pleased to say that for the first quarter of this financial year, there was 4 targets that the GTA was tracked on, and we achieved 100% of our targets, and also in some of them we were above 100%, and I'll go into detail now for you. So in terms of township events which are supported by the TISH programs, we actually participated in actually 3 programs for the quarter, and our target was 2. That was in the Rand Show, the Etlang Koval, and the Glamping Expo.
Sorry, you can't hear. Can you just move the microphone closer to yourself? That should solve the problem.
Okay. I'll also try to speak a little louder. Hope you can hear me now. Okay. So in terms of the number of SMMEs that we provided access to the market, we had a target of 70, and we actually provided access to about 87 so that we also overachieved in that. And then there's a breakdown in terms of all the events around the country that we actually took SMMEs to provide access to market. And then in the number of tourism precincts supported with tourism safety wardens, we had a target of 1, and that was in the Rosebank area. Lastly, it was the tourism products, which we quality assured. Our target was 5, and we actually did 40 for that. So that's in terms of performance of this entity. And then in terms of the financial performance of the entity, we had a budget of about 24.8 million rands for this quarter, and we spent about 25.5 million. Our expenditure was a little bit higher, but that was because we received budget for certain activities that was conducted in the month of April in the previous financial year. So the financial year ended in March, and it was in that year that we received the budget. Hence, a little bit of an overspend, but it was budgeted for. Now I'm going to come to what you may be interested in is what did we do in the West Rand? So in terms of in the West Rand, we took 5 SMMEs to the WTM Africa event, which was held in Cape Town, and 1 SMME out of that 5 was from the West Rand community. Then we took 25 SMMEs to the Rand show, where they exhibited as well as marketed their product offerings that they have at that center. And then from the West Rand area, there was 2 SMMEs that participated. There was also the Sedibeng Food Festival, and out of that, we provided access to 10 local small enterprises, and 1 SMME came from the West Rand area. Then on to the Africa Travel in Daba, where the GTA assisted 20 SMMEs to participate and market their products. And from there was 3 from the West Rand community. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next presentation will be the Gauteng Growth and Development Agency.
Good morning, Chair and committee members. Dumelang batho ba Kokosi. A beautiful town you have. I should congratulate you. Lina ke itumeleng mogorosi. Ke tshepa gore ke a utlwala ko morago. From Gauteng Growth and Development Agency. Re filwe maikarabelo a go dirisana le go gogela babeletsi mo Gauteng. I'll speak to that in my last slide. Maikarabelo a mangwe a re filweng ke go tlhabolla le go aga dikago tsa puso. Ke tla bua ka maikaelelo a rona mo ke bophirima. Then re na le di company tse nne. One ke the Innovation Hub based ko Tshwane, Linwood. E na le the regional office. The nearest to here ke ko Motlhakeng. The other one is ko Kagiso. We coming closer to your area through another company, AIDC ke Automotive Industry Development Center. I'll show a picture on what is coming nearby, but specifically go Western area. Then we also have a company, Gauteng Industrial Development Zone, Eco OR Tambo International Airport. Then lastly, Renali Constitution Hill. I'm sure you all know the Constitutional Court, that's where it's based. But it does offer services to the entire Gauteng, in the creatives, heritage, and the like. So focus ka itla ba mo what we're doing in the Western Corridor. The results of Q1 were already spoken to, that we had 18 deliverables. We achieved only just above 70% of those. The ones that we had challenges with include matters that are pertaining to revenue. You'll recall that the department initially had made mention of priority revenue generation. We had challenges go Constitution Hill, slightly, maybe under 2% deviation. Then we also had challenge go the industrial development zone, go Artambo. The other two matters, one was on investments and the other had to do with Constitution Hill due to some event that was postponed to now take place now in September. With that said, ke tla simolla ko the innovation hub. I made mention gore the campus head office e go Linwood, go Tshwane, but does have services extending to this area through the hub, e go enterprise hub, e go Mhlakeng. I should hasten though to say that whilst not part of this report, Innovation Hub did install solar powered borehole ko sekolong se bidiwang Mablomo ko Mhlakeng, and that is to ensure continued energy supply but also water provision ko sekolong. As you can imagine, water usage at the local school level. So that's one matter that we're reporting on in the annual report that we'll be publishing in a week's time or so. The hub, Ekasi Lab, it's called Eko Mhlakeng, Eko Ralirata Street, as it were. So, but we will show that one of you or amongst you did benefit and has graduated from the Innovation Hub, and will showcase likely what it is they have managed to do. Now, Ekasi Labs themselves are designed to benefit SMMEs or borakgwebo le bomakgwebo as follows. Firstly, we provide business and technical mentorship service. We also provide access to funding through the investment networks that we have, and we will illustrate that with the person that we're saying is from here, Offense. Access to funding through either our funds or GP or other investment networks that we have. There's aspects of market access and linkages, legal and intellectual property, that mainly meaning if you've got trademarks, patents and the like, we are able to assist you to secure that. Product development and testing facilities, what I will also show with relation to offensive from here. Then there's commercialization and export readiness support that we provide. That's from what the Ekasi Labs does. Over and above that, there's an element of skills development. Now, on this score, we can report that we were go Mandisa Shikeka School of Excellence, and we trained about 25 young people in coding. Then other trainings that we undertook now in the last quarter, basic business training in partnership with what's called TVET. 28 young people and business people attended that, and mainly the focus for that training was on systems thinking or design thinking, as it were. We also had a workshop together with the DTI, and 26 people attended, and user computer training, 30 attended, and lastly IT essentials with Cisco. Cisco is global IT company, 25 people attended that. The current initiative that we are having, which unfortunately is actually closing today, but TIH is here in case anyone of the community members are interested. There's a call out for proposals. We're using a platform that we call OpenIX. OpenIX is a platform that connects solution seekers and solution providers. So in this case, we invite in the community more Western Corridor to come up with proposals in the following fields. That there's aspect of water, energy, waste management, and also crime. One supposing that the cleanliness of the town here supposes that maybe you don't have the challenge that much, but there is that. Anyone that is interested that has a solution to any one of these areas could approach the TIH as we are here, but noting that the call for proposal has been out to market for some time and is closing today. So I have counted all the numbers of people that we have trained throughout the Western Corridor, mainly through the Mutlakeng Ekasilep, and it all adds to 134. But the person that has benefited, at least to date, that comes from Kokosi, Ubidiwa Ofenze. And we'll try to show how she benefited. These are other people. But we did take Ofenze through our incubation program, through the product and testing facility that we have, and Ofenze is able to produce what you can see before you. There's other two graduates, one being Go Create on my left. And the person here produces what you're using for cleaning vehicles and what have you, and has secured a market, so it's constantly supplying at least 6 businesses in the Western Corridor. So we have assisted that person and has graduated. On my right, then, there's the agriculture and agro-processing stall, which has produced or managed to create about 17 job opportunities, but it is a food security initiative that is very critical to where we at as a country. I have mentioned the kind of facilitation that we would give ordinarily as the TIH, and services are available, walk in and the like through, I've given the address there in Railrata in Mutlakeng. Now, coming closer to here, we are in the process of establishing a hub that is similar to the Township Auto Hub. We have one already operating in Chamdo. Chamdo is just outside of Kagiso. We intend to replicating that at the site. The site is in Western area, Kona, Malan, and Breds. I hope you can see it. We will be refurbishing and equipping the site, and the next slide just shows how the site currently looks like. And like I'm saying, that we are appointing engineers to come design how the site should look like and what work needs to be done, including proper urban planning approvals, just to make sure that those are in place. So the hub, as you would have seen, it's quite a bigger site compared to what we're having in Chamdo, and we are hoping that at least minimum 10 SMMEs should operate. So there is a criteria that we're going to follow in selecting who becomes SMME that qualifies, but part of the services that we're anticipating, similar to what we're doing in Chamdo, tire fitment, wheel alignment, mechanics, panel beating, consumable sales, upholstery, locksmith, and the like, and we'll show some slide pictures of what is currently happening in Chamdo. So this is how the site looks like, and you can imagine that in terms of equipment, this state-of-the-art equipment that is approved by original equipment manufacturers. The lady on my right there is doing the upholstery work that we have mentioned. So the initiative, firstly, will be assisting companies deformalized in terms of RMI, retail, motor industry, SARS, CPIC. So we'll be helping beneficiaries to be, as was mentioned earlier, the Condensation Lako initiative. Like I was saying that we're anticipating at least 10 SMMEs will on an annual basis be training at least 50 SMMEs, but also unemployed youth will be beneficiaries. So we're looking at minimum 50 unemployed youth on an annual basis, the same with SMMEs in the informal auto industry. So there's some of the work that is currently happening, and that would be part of what will happen insofar as the hub is concerned. Lastly, I did make mention of the responsibility that we have been given insofar as investment facilitation is concerned, and we can report that in the last period we did engage and assist the company. It's a JSE listed company, Pan Africa Resources, and they were reviving what is called Mogale tailings. That's a huge job, as you can imagine, but the company has operated and it's looking at average of 50,000 ounces of gold per year for the next 20 years or so. In addition to this, we also is producing drills for drilling the rocks, mainly supplying the companies in the mining industry. So that is the work that the GGDA could say has done in this area, or the Western Corridor by and large. And we have demonstrated that there is a beneficiary, at least that has come from here. There's a call for proposal that I mentioned, that those have got solutions to make the deadline. I've mentioned the areas that would be part of the provision. There will still be a call out in recruiting companies, and the community is welcome to submit applications. With that said, Chair, thank you so much for the opportunity to address the public here. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. We now go over to the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair of the Portfolio Committee and the committee members, the community of Kokosi at large. I'll be presenting the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller performance for Q1. Just for the benefit of those SMMEs that might be here who are not aware of the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller, we are the entity under the Economic Development Department. Our responsibility is to support small and medium enterprises for the purpose of them to improve their growth and competitiveness and become sustainable businesses. We assist SMMEs throughout their journey. From the startup phase, we assist them to start the businesses. At the second phase of building their businesses where they lack systems, as the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller, we are able to support them by ensuring that we provide them quality management systems, financial management systems, marketing systems, the legal support that they might require, and also those who are expanding. So we assist those who are not ready for finance through our regional offices that are located throughout the province. Also for this region, we've got a regional office that is located in Krugersdorp and also in Mohlakeng, the satellite offices. So the work that I will be presenting is the work that is coming from both financial and non-financial support. Just in terms of overall performance for Q1, as the Gauteng Enterprise Propeller, we're tracking 11 indicators and we achieved 100% of all the indicators that we are tracking. And this is aligning to the performance that we achieved during this Q1 in the 2024-25 period. Just in terms of program 1, we've also achieved all our target. This is a program that is contributing towards our DOD targets. It measures the procurement spent on women, on business owned by youth, and also on business owned by people with disabilities. Then our second program, investment management, we've also achieved 100% our performance there. The fact that we were also provided with additional funding this financial year is also assisting us to extend our reach. We still, as such, we still have a budget available to provide loan funding support to SMMEs. Also in terms of assisting those businesses who are not yet investment ready, we have a basket of grant support funding, the way we assist business to procure equipment and stock, including the informal traders. So we've got a support package for those businesses through the grant support program. Also to prepare for business, to enable the business to prepare for their growth, we've offered the business development support. So we've also achieved 100% in performance in terms of that. We've exceeded that target. Also, in terms of our financial spend, it is aligned to our performance as well. Just zooming into this area of West Rand, I must mention that this is not the entire work that we've done for West Rand, but we have focused on the Meraphone municipality. If we were to take the West Rand, we've done more than what I'm presenting. I'm focusing on the West Rand, and we've also included the Beggersdal, as this is also the closest to this area. In terms of the grant funding support that we've provided to SMMEs to procure equipment or stock, in this area we provided to 7 township-based businesses. In Gauteng, we supported 4 SMMEs, and the rent varies is 163,000. Fochville, which is this area, we have provided 1 SMMEs with a grant support of 50,000 rand. Also in Western area, there are 2 SMMEs that have benefited from the grant support for equipment and stock. And then in terms of the business development support, which might be the marketing support that we've provided to SMMEs, we provided 2 SMMEs in Gauteng with support to the value of 69,000 and 1 in Western area. And also, Chair, on the informal traders, we've supported a lot of informal traders in this region. We supported 31 informal traders, 18 in Gauteng, 3 in Kokosi, 3 in Carltonville, 1 in Fochville, and 6 in Beggersdal area. Chair, I must mention that there are names and addresses and contact details behind these numbers. We have provided the list to the Secretariat to support what we are reporting in this area. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much for the presentation. We come to the last entity, that's Tshwane Special Economic Zone. Thank you.
Thanks. Good morning, Chair and community members, and it's really an honor to be here in this community this morning. Unfortunately, like the name says, I'm from Tshwane Automotive Special Economic Zone, but I think as the Chair alluded for the community, just to understand, from a governance point of view, we need to present what we are also doing in Tshwane, so that the members of this community is also informed of what is happening in the other areas as well, and what can be achieved with special economic zones, because I think one of my previous presenters has also mentioned that there is some nice work taking place in the Vaal SEZ that is closer perhaps to you. So we are, yes, today we are presenting the Tshwane SEZ as well, just to show you what we've done in Tshwane with the special economic zone in Tshwane. As I mentioned, my name is Bianca Kortene van Jagger. I am the Senior Manager for Monitoring and Evaluation at the Tshwane SEZ. We are the youngest member to the Department of Economic Development. We are now 5 years old as a company, so we were really just created when COVID started, and the real objective of why was this company established was to support the automotive sector. I think that's why the word automotive is in our name, to support the automotive sector in South Africa and specifically in Tshwane region and specifically in Gauteng. Now, some of you would maybe know, maybe we can ask the question, how many different cars are produced in Gauteng? How many different brands? Do we know that there is brands being produced in Gauteng? I can't hear them, but...
and then bafana nalaba abama-spaza shop. Ngicela ukwazi ukuthi labantu abama-spaza shop laba bayibhatala laphi i-tax ngoba thina sibhatala i-tax la elento eSouth Africa. Bona bayibhatala kuphi? Sifuna uyazi loo nto leyo. Ngoba bona bahleli nje bathengisa benza yonke into basithengisela nento ezibolileyo. Sifuna ukwazi ukuthi kwenzekalana, siyazi ukuthi kwenzekalana. Nisincedeni kuloo nto leyo ngoba asikwazi ukuthi singaqhubeka ngebhizinisi simile. Ngifuna ukwazi futhi nendaba zemine, abantwana baselokishini abasebenzi. Sibona nje nabantu abavela kwamanye amazwe bayahumba imine benza yonke into kodwa la emalokishini asisebenzi. So lonto lesibonisa ukuthi ugovernment wethu akanandaba nathi. Unendaba nabantu bangaphandle.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, my name is Master Push Lipale Pants, Master Push from the PCC, Progressive Civic Movement. Chair, you see, last time when I was here, the chairperson was Comrade Ezrom. There was a name, Comrade Ezrom Litswalo was a short guy. Now today is a white man, I don't know, understand. But Chair, no, I didn't, it's not a racist. A white is a white.
No, the chairperson has changed and in accordance with the election outcomes. So they are not permanent chairs. And also the people who are elected are different in every election cycle. So you might see different members here. And the parties decide who must come to the committee, who must be members of the committee.
Okay.
So there's no permanent membership of committees. Okay.
No, thanks, Chair. In fact, I thought you will introduce the name again.
Chair, maybe let's explain. Maybe let's explain.
Thank you very much, Chair. Ntate,
Master Push.
Master Push,
Eh.
kabuhlompo lubikoko bethu. We don't do or speak the way you did. Number one, it's wrong. And we must never condone it. It is very wrong. As much as I don't understand the party that you come from, I don't think it subscribes to racism. That's the first point. The second point, Ezra Litswalo was never a chairperson, economic development, ever. When we came here, if we came either with two committees. One was a petitions committee or the economic development committee, yes. If at any time we came, I was the chairperson of that economic development committee. And Member Litswalo was a member of that committee. He was not the chair. So nekere sometimes haribolela in public. We must be very factual, also be very truthful as well. Or riskato setaba to the emotions they are necessary. Nekere re lokise toto tse two fela papa. Otherwise, aona matata. Thank you.
No, thank you, Chair. Chairman, I want to work Chamdo, automatic hub. You know, Chair, when did that sector, that area, we had a very powerful mayor there with the name of Calvin Sairani. So, Comrade Calvin, he make that center where it benefit about Wakahiso. But somebody na bua ka yone Chamdo ke lebetse lebitso la ge ke mang. So ke kopa
meetings, community meetings. We did so much to put ourselves out there to get that exposure, and yet we are not receiving anything. Even this thing that you see I'm holding, I did it with my own money, and I'm not working. And that is not the only person who's doing this, Kokosi. I'm not the only person who's doing this. And yet, our leaders, we are just puppets that they can use so that the portfolios are born. I'm not here to be against our leaders. I'm here to remind them, we are here as Banaba Kokosi. Stand up as our leaders and hear, what is it that we want, Mokokosi? Because this economic development, it's not working because of this covenant. It's working because of the community. We are the economic development, the community, not the leaders. The leaders, they are here to give us their ear and listen to us and listen to what we want as the community. So please, community, I'm begging you. This is the last time. Now we need answers. For instance, there is not even one office here in Kokosi that you spoke about, that you mentioned. There's not even one office. If I want NYDA to help assist me, I have to ask my mother, who's not even working. She's getting a pension. I'm taking her money that is supposed to support her to go to NYDA at Randfontein. When I get there, they'll tell me that, go back, you are not compliant. That is not good. We have so many companies that are registered in Kokosi. We have so many SMMEs, only to find out in our states that there's only one company, and yet we have 90 companies, over 100 companies that are registered, Kokosi. So I have only 5 questions for you, committee, to answer for me. First of that question is that we need offices, Kokosi. Can you help us with that? We need all agencies that help the people like us to prosper, to be here in our land, in Kokosi. Number 2, there's water crisis in Kokosi. I'm doing farming. In 6 years, get at this thing, farming, I have not received anything from different agencies, the government. There are only few, and still that help that I got from them, it's little. Question number 3, initiatives to deal with crime in Kokosi. We need those initiatives to come. We need agencies to come and help us. Crime in Kokosi, it's scary. We can't sleep. And we are here as youth trying to give other people chance. Question number 4, leaders of Kokosi are not available in our offices. We have PCO here. This office, it only assists us. Imagine, just copies. I have 6 years running that project, and yet I don't have water. There is no water. And yet I'm doing a farming project. It was okay, the last question, training facilities for youth, especially for our disability. They are disabled, they are not doing anything. They are picking up papers and scraps to make a living. It's not nice. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've taken note. We're just one person. There's some persons at the back there, Dr. Anthony. Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director. My name is Opa Ojon. I'm from Kagiso community. Let me firstly appreciate the presentation that we have seen. It's very, very informative, very proper for us to understand where government is in terms of the economic development. The first part that I want to also emphasize is the Chamdo Training Center. Indeed, Ntate Calvin Serrane has been doing the work about Mokagiso community, and we feel neglected if you don't entertain issue ya Chamdo Training Center. I'm also reiterating the fact that there's a need for a visit to that center. Issues of occupational health and safety, they are very questionable. The place is good, but it's not conducive. There are flats or rooms there that are operating. We don't know what is going on. We don't know who's responsible for the entire site. When we started the process, when the former mayor was there, we thought there's going to be a lot of development. Let's put that aside. I see the commandate of the Gauteng economic development. It speaks about law making. What about law enforcement? We are worried about the bylaws that are existing in our municipality. They are not enforced. Hence, we've got complaints about illegal foreign nationals who are doing business against those who are complying in terms of our community. The other point that I want to emphasize as well, it's a point of public participation. We wish that on quarterly basis, particularly on monitoring and evaluation and compliance, we need to be updated. How far is the enforcement? What are the results in terms of what has been enforced? In terms of a competitions commission, we are worried about the inflated prices as is taller as Paza, where you buy airtime 10 rand, 11 rand, where you buy data 50 rand, 52 rand. So who is controlling, who is monitoring such transactions that are happening in our community? And we still feel that the regulation that has been enacted, it's not enforced. Why? I'm having my apology. In terms of the sitters, we are worried about introducing workshops and looking at how you meet your target against the target of sitters. Remember, in terms of your quarterly reports, there must be reports in terms of your performance versus the employment. If there were jobs created, in future we are requesting that give us stats of how many people benefited from the economic funding, and also companies and individuals in terms of job creation. In terms of awarding, companies that are awarded projects, funding, why are they not announced? Because we need to know who are these people in terms of the data that is existing within the Gauteng economic development. We encourage in future, can't we have a very special month where we do exhibitions of companies everywhere in our space so that we know who is who in our zoo? Thank you.
Thank you very much. We do note that some of the problems that you raise or issues that you have do not necessarily fall within our jurisdiction as economic development, but deal with local government issues, education issues like the SETAs. What we will do is we will not ignore those issues. We will take note of what you've said, and we will then send a communication to the MEC of local government, COCTA, and also to the chairperson of the COCTA committee in the Gauteng legislature to take note of these issues you have raised here. Thank you. Member Mfekwe wants to clarify some issues regarding our jurisdiction.
Maybe problem when we started, as I explained now what is economic development and who we are. But I hope when we respond and the department is responding, we will be given an opportunity to start by explaining who we are and why are we here. But what I'm going to ask Dr. Malapane is that you come here with the mic, ne? You come here in the front with the mic. Let's identify the hands that are remaining this side. Kibo mama totinze manya ko bolela ka mo. Kopa le latele Dr. Malapane le tle le ena mo. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. No, we started here, we are not coming back. 1, 2, come round. 3, come here. Come to the front. And we are done this side. Can we note hands this side? 1, 2. Kiko pa liye kakwa ne? Liye meka Q kakwa. 1, 2, 3 at the back. 4 black jersey. 5 next to the black jersey. 6, 7. Renal 7 come. Ne? 7. Kopalie menkamo. Then after number 7, we are not opening up. We are not opening up. So there must be 7 people that side. 7, Lee 8. Number 8 to 1 genelela. Number 9, Dula Pate Mama. We said 7. It's 8 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Laban. Number 8 to genele mo. Mama, oh, baru ko tuwele number 9. 9. Can I sell 10? Kirekisa 10? Kirekisa 10? Aye, oh, 10. We are done with the questions. Iyaka go number 10. Don't sit down. Because Rabono, if I manage it this way, we won't finish. So there are 10 hands from this side. After the 10 hands, the department and ourselves will respond. Then the chair will close the meeting. So we are done from this side. Doc, Buffet Mike, or Kimo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much.
Kidumedi Sabotle. My name is Kagiso Tsukudu. I am the coordinator of the Gauteng Disability Business Chamber for Western Region. We appreciate that you have come here and given us the presentation. However, the high level report can be deceiving. I think it can be good when you do it to your colleagues or your management. But when you come to us, give us a report that is detailed so that we may be able to understand some of the other things. Like there were SMMEs mentioned that they were assisted, but they did not mention them. They just mentioned what they did for them. If we could have mentioned the company names, maybe that would have lighted the low in us. We appreciate that they have a thought, they have us in their thoughts as people with disability, and they have plans on how to assist us with that Lungisi Shishini Lakwe and all those things. However, those initiatives, they come once in a while when the government wants to correct something that went wrong, or they want to move the spotlight from them when there's something wrong that is happening at high levels. We wish that they could schedule them regularly. Once a month, Lungisi Shishini Lako will be here in Merafong, so that we go there, because they cannot service us all in one day. So if they can do it for 12 times in a year, that will be better. And then, because these other departments are very far from Carltonville or Merafong, I went to Kweda 3 months back to try and submit, but when I got there, the only thing I got was education. No, you need to submit online, and this is what you do. They never assess them, read them, And when we present them, even if you can put them at high level, when you do them here to summarize, but would have read the detailed report. That will assist us a lot. But I am going to ask for your details and the presentations so that I can go and peruse them with my colleagues and then bring us your questions that are relevant. Because some of the things that the departments are doing are not in line with the PPFMA. They are saying they set themselves 5% for people with disability, when the PPFMA will quote 7%. So we would like to look at that and then present that. They need not to, if 7% is the minimum that the government has put, every department must start from 7%. They can only say we have set ourselves 8 or whatever. Below that, we don't talk about it. You talk about 7%. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So noted. I just want to make an arrangement for the members who are standing there. You might be standing for a while, so you're more than welcome to go take some chairs and then just put them back there and sit on the chairs until you get an opportunity to ask the questions. Thank you.
I greet you in the name of Jesus Christ. That sends you here so that you can listen to people. Because when you read the Bible, Samuel have said to another person, I hear the crying of people and the cry of animal at the back of you. But when the government fail us. So I'm Joseph Madumo Pake from Bosa, Build One South Africa, sub-region coordinator. I respect you all. When I see that building, I said the building will come to the people, to listen to the people. Because when we make vote, we make sure that we can succeed in life. Thank you very much. I've done the CK. Yesterday I was in municipality in Merafong. Nobody helped me. They want me to come with this so that you can sign for local development and CSD. Please, can you please help me? I thank God for you to come here. People, I'm asking one thing. Our people are in danger now. There's no job. If you come and make it right, we'll say thank you. Because there's a stadium. Our children are stabbing each other. Our children are killing. Our children are raping. But the money is there. Our mayor pretend to be disabled. Why I'm saying so? Our cries fall in the deaf ears. I don't know what kind of a human being is our mayor. Did she read the Bible? Did she understand what God wants? God wants us to live together. We are building from Musimaiman under Build One South Africa. We are all together. Build One South Africa.
Thank you very much. Member Ali will be very happy. Thank you.
Ntate Madumo, ne re boela ko stulong. Dula fatshe. O ska re botsa dipotso o re botsa re modimo re shebile ha o fetse ba ya ko mnyako. Amen.
Ke lebogela se buise se fetsang go bua fa le nna ke dumedisa baetapele ba ntseng fa pele fa le bagaetso ba nnang mo Kokosi. Nna ke Motalane Mokgetlhe ke tswa ko Khutsong. Re na le dingwaga tse fetang 25 re na le jazz band mo Merafong. Mo jazz bandeng ne ke na le di-member tse pedi tse disabled. O mongwe o tlhokafetse. Ke setse le a le mong o ntse mo morago mole. This jazz band re registerile ka leina la New Planet ko Sipro. Re sharile di stage le bo Jonas Gwangwa le bo Simpiwe Dana bo Tshepo Tsola. Re kopile dithuso tse dintsi mo Merafong municipality le go pitla gompieno ga se re bone sepe. Yaanong Ne ke kopa hore ha ile gore go na le liquor board mo le department ya tourism a ke le re thuseng ka so se le sengwe re kopa public liquor license gore mo re itirele di event re kgone go ka itirela letseno ka go rekisa nno eno ka re tla re bona mo di eventeng tse di diriwang mo go na le batho ba rekisang bealwa mme fela ba sena one makwalo ao yaanong re botsa rona tsela e siameng so tsela e siameng go gore re kopane le ba liquor board ba re thuse ka license eo ha re batle go owna tavern re batla gore rona re itirele letseno la go iphedisa ka go rekisa bealwa in a public space mo go diragalang di event teng.
In the process of engaging the treasury regarding the issuing of PO numbers to the subcontractors. So basically, I just wanted to find out how far is that process. As I said, that I've got a lot of interest in that. I need to know how far is that process. When are we going to be able, as subcontractors, to get those PO numbers and be able to claim direct from the treasury? From the reason being the main contract, some main contractors are not paying us. And when you want to be paid, they'll run around and so forth. So that we feel that if should that be put in place, it will help a lot to us as the local SMMEs. I thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings to the Minister of the Committee. Chairperson, my name is Tanki Chabana Magwekwe from Wedela Township. I am the chairperson of Wedela Business Chamber and also the board member from the NPO called Bleeding and Leading. So, dintho tse ke tlo bua ka tsona di pedi ke utlwa bile ke la ka tsa go bua ka Sesotho e le gore ho ska ba le anything that I can miss go itlhakiseng. The first one I was here last kondisi program ebe khona la re ile ra tlhagisa ditletlebo tsa rona re botsa le gore na re etse jwang to be compliant re kgone gore re kgone go rana di business tsa rona tse di ranang go metseng. We did go to the municipality, we did go to the LED office, re batla gore now how can we get ama permits. Ha re fihla mo the stumbling block se re se fumanang ke sa gore ho thwe if we are owing the municipality services, we cannot be assisted. That affected me now because I always my business should be compliant. I want to do everything according to the book. In a sense that during March, our government is the operation called Shopong, our foreign brothers, the reason why so I need to label. I did that. I was so surprised for why was they put it in front. Bona police eat mama, police eat this one. So I want to have that permit. I'm not able to get it. How can I pay the municipality services? I'm not working. Then my product has been taken. We should operate legally. then re fumane di business tsa rona di nkiwa ke bona batho ba belereng o re bona ba operator illegally so, and you know gore na bothata be re bothola ke bofeng ba dintho tse ba di rekisang. So ha re le ka rona as South Africans gore re etse dintho ka tsela right, we are not being supported. Hona le ntho tse be buang gore re se ra kry di permit eo yona, we are not happy about that, because ke fumane ke treatwa le ho feta motho a tswang ka ntle ka ke motjhaki lefatsheng la heso. Jwale ka nnete ha re happy ka taba eno. Number 2, ke kopa o isa to the GEP. Ke kopa o botsa hore GEP ha le ntsha ditsebiso tsa hore mohlomong le hloka batho ba itseng le tlo ba thusa ka di-grants, whether it's informal traders or formal ones. Le isa ka that information, because ka nnete ehlile ha re e fumane. Ke utlwile report e buang mona na ho bala hore 18 khutsong kae. Re na le di-location tse ngata hampe mona a di ngata wa tseba ebile ha di ngata, but Wedela was not mentioned, and we never had hotwe re a bitswa re tlo godisa di-informal traders re fumane di-grant tsa di-5,000. We only had that from people who already got it. Why our municipality ha e fihla e isa bathong inyenyele pa isa itlisi bathong hantle hore batho ba tsebe those who are bona le mo ditabeng ha re bala ka re shebeletse TV hore GEP is looking for the informal traders 100 or they want to benefit from that, and can it kutlisa hore ba tshwanetse, because those are people they are responsible hore ba be brought tafoleng on daily basis. Ke batho ba ithekisetsang dikuku, ba ithekisetsang maziba, ba ithekisetsang dintho, ba hloka thuso. Fela ga ba thusiwe ka tsona di-grants. Rutlwa fela di bua di le kana-kana. It's an easy thing. Okay, it's an easy one. Where is it? Re a kopa hona tje as I stand here, but something that they have been doing, not started now. They've been doing that. Ban leader that grant, whether it's 5,000, 10,000, 50,000. I've got more than 35 individuals who are informal traders. Those who need those look formally so. We refer those people. This is what you need. 5 individuals. Those individuals here.
Thank you. Name is especially known as and negative must take us very serious. But if I were to come as a service provider and do a service for you in your department and I'm late, then I say, guys, we are very sorry. We had challenge. For that one, I caution that it must not be. You and your team, we have got a serious problem here. Your presentations, I think maybe my colleagues, and not to direct any other speaker, but ask a question to say, as you about the area first that you are coming to. Because the way you guys are presenting, you are presenting remember, you are presenting a Gauteng plan or plan of department. The time for mining is over, and they must welcome a new reality called Ghost Town, and that was the presentation by one of these mining giants here. They are saying we are packing and going. People are talking Mazimba. If people cannot be assisted to get a grant of 50,000 rands, 10,000 rands, how will they prepare themselves for a ghost town that is a reality that is awaiting right now? I'm telling you right now, one mining company, which is Sibanye, it's not a secret. They told us they are packing and going. In less than 10 years, they'll be gone. 10 years is tomorrow. Now, I'll tell you why I'm raising these things, Chairperson. It would have been nice that, because economic development, you are playing with people's lives. And I must caution this executive because of one thing. That you come in here and yet you do not have our own leaders with yourselves here. That's number one. That's how people do not take us seriously and take this particular department seriously. Where is the LED manager? Where is the LED MMC? Where is the LED executive director, including the executive mayor? People, I'm sure they are babalas now because they had a spree yesterday a spree called Vision 2035. Colleagues, you spoke here as I was listening to you. You spoke about one presenter was saying we are coming from a planning section where we plan for Gauteng. But I'll tell you, yesterday, the people of Merafong were given a plan which is called Vision 2085. Now that particular plan, with what I've been hearing here in these particular presentations, the plan of yesterday and the plan which you guys are alluding to is two different plans. You are speaking about industrialization. How is this department that you are leading, Chairperson, speak about industrialization in our own terms? Here in Merafong, how many factories do you know exist here? I thought maybe this school team that you are leading with here will actually speak to the realities that we find ourselves right here. How many firms that are here in Kokosi? How many firms are in Carltonville? And so on and so on. And how do we therefore prepare our people? Because you must understand, the firms work with the mines. But if the mines are starting to shut down, what will happen to the employment of our own people? Those are the questions that need answers. We are not hearing anything like that. What's going to happen in the next 10 years when Sibanye closes all of its shafts? And there is a discussion. I'll tell you, in that particular meeting, when we are told about a reality of a ghost town, not even the MMC is there. Apology after apology. They are busy. People are in meetings, we are not too sure. How is this particular executive of yours, Chairperson, holding them accountable? Maybe today, please, and I will reiterate it so that you note it down. Anything that we say here, we want to actually ask you, what will you do with it? How accountable is that particular executive in this municipality accountable to this parliament? Because the way I'm seeing it, this is not the first meeting that we sit with you, where you guys, we tell you that these people are doing these things. And yet, we come to another meeting again. You've not spoken to them. How if your chief does not bite? Comrades from my organization, they do not bite. You meet with them, you say, comrade, hey, these ones are crying about you. And you about us in that way. These ones are crying about you. But I will tell you, the numbers are not looking nice. And things are going to change, and it will be not nice for every one of us. If we continue in this fashion, I will tell you, South Africa is going down. I think this tendency that is happening here is fueling the zamazamas that we are talking about. It's fueling the more reality of this particular ghost town. So I'm asking you, colleagues, right now we are being told about the SEZ, the SEZ, the Special Economic Zones. We were told that there's about 80 hectares of land that has been put aside by the Far West Rand Dolomitic Association. It's put aside for economic development beyond life of mining. It does not speak about, our own interest in that. Already those plans have been made, but they are not articulated to us. Yesterday we just had, I think you owe yourself to go to YouTube and listen to the speech of yesterday, which was presented by the executive mayor. And you must listen to what is the vision. And listen to the vision that you've just given us right here. Two different things that do not speak to a reality that is affecting us. So, colleagues, either you shape up or you realize that this thing you are running, it's a dead boat, I'm telling you. I thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair, and your crew, and all the members who are here. My name is Christian Raymond Nzani. I'm very pleased to come here and hear what you came here for. All what I have gathered, it is a very important information which I have been looking for so many years. But now, we are into business, but now we had a company here by the name of Anglo Ashanti. Anglo Ashanti tried to come to the community by creating an office whereby they assist people who want to do business, like business skills, funding and stuff. So that program was destroyed by COVID. So today we found the government trying to come to the people to ask for information regarding their progress economically. So we are stagnant in Mirafon City. We are very pleased to see you coming to us. But this does not actually end here. There is a big problem because now you are only peregriners into this district. And then you just only come once, and that process does not help us. What we are asking is that we must have an office, such as that one that was created by Anglo Ashanti, in Mirafo, in all areas in Mirafo. Like for example, in Kokosi, there must have an enterprise office that help, for example, GEP and tourism and whatsoever, all those departments that you are having. If those departments that can be here in our area, it will be simple for us to get along and to create economic growth in our area. So, as some of the speakers have said, that the local economic department does not help them. It is your one of your corporate structure, whereby you need to consult with those people in the local municipality to come and see to you, that the people who have been employed to mend the local economic development, what are they doing there for the community? Because really they don't do the works that you are supposed to do for the community. The other thing is that I've heard that there is a gambling board and it's operating into giving people the licenses. As I was wanted to venture into hunting sports and so on, I would also like to know whether they are the people who are responsible for those licenses for hunting and stuff. Thank you.
Sanibonani bahlonitshwa ngibulise nenhlangano yonke umphakathi waseMirafo. Mina ngingumama Mpele walapha eKokosi ngokuhlala. Ngisisebenzi sasestradweni bazali bami. Ngiza apha ngereport okanye ngesicelo sokuxhaswa ngabahlali phambili. Sizibona singomama abangaqokanga estradweni. Unobangela bangixelela ukuthi sizibona singomama abangaqokanga estradweni, siyathengisa estradweni, sigcwala izistrato, siyathengisa, sizamela abantwana, sikhulisa abantwana, asinandawo yokuhlala apha eFochville. Irenki yethu iphelile, asina renke eFochville apha etown. Oko kwathiwa kuyokhiwa isakhiwo sakhona siqhobeleke phambili, asazi ba yintoni. Asimboni nomuntu olidayo olida lanto eyenzekayo pha kulanta la renke. Asinalwazi. So sihamba sihlala ezikoneni, sihlukunyezwa ngama traffic copper, asisuse sisuke siyohlala kwenye indawo, sihamba sihlala. So sinesicelo sokuthi nathi sidinga uxhaso oluzosinceda singomama abahamba behlala. Khona ngoku njengoba sinexhala lokuthi sisuke enqeleni siyongena emvuleni ngoku, kuzonetha imvula, ezimvula amazinethayo zinetha apha kuthi emizimbeni. Ngelo xesha abantwana bethu basajonge ilikusasa labo elizawuza nezinto esiza nazo. Ngoba akekho umuntu ozobeka isonke etafileni, izonke abantwana bethu kuze batye bajonga kithi. Singaba mama ke abahlupheka abazula lapha estrateni abahamba bethengisa benesicelo esithi nina GEP sicela ukuthi nisincede singenzani ukuze sibe nendawo eright esizohlala kuyo nathi sikwazi ukuzithengisela. Edropini kugcwele abantu abaphuma ngaphandle. Angibagxeki because abazifakanga abafakiwe. So thina sidinga indawo zokusebenzela njengabantu aba small business. Sidinga ukonyuswa phansi siphakanyiswe phezulu. Nathi sifike kuleli kwelixa loba nathi sikwazi ukuzownela amabhizinisi wethu. Sidinga umuntu ozosenzela ipermit yokuthi nathi sisebenze sibe senkululekweni. Sizibona singangoma South Africa. Sizibona singabantu abasuka ngaphandle. Uma singena sihlala apha sithi siyathengisa siyakhutshwa. And masikhutshwa yasikhutshwa kamandi siyagxothwa sibizo lamapolisa sibizo lama security. Ingathi into esizithengisa sizibile. Siphatha amabhaketi nje basiphatha amabhaketi sizula lapha esitratweni namanje uma ngabe nisibona masingenayo phana singena as a team ephuma edropini siphetha amabhaketi because singena ndawo yokuhlala. Sicela kwi-GEP isincede yona engumphathi wezinto kuma founding. Bazali sihluphekile Fochville sithe silenqana ne-meetings ngoba sibona singena ncedo. Sineminyaka esibalayo lapho sisuka khona ba sisuka eminyakeni ethile. Mina mangizosho ngithi khona ngokungiyaqala umntana una 26 years since ngithengisa estratweni. So cabanga ukuthi ke ngina 26 years ngithengisa ngigugela estratweni nginethwa zimvula ngidliwa zinqele. Sicela uncedo apha nisijongele irank yethu. Irank yethu ibolile. Asinandawo zokuya ezitoilet, asihamba singena nje. Sihamba singena sinayo indawo. Sicela nje uncedo loba sifuna ama container. Lapho sizosithela khona sifike sivule isifaka into zethu esizithengiselayo. Sidinga abantu abazosifundisa number 2 ngamabhizinisi wethu ngoba singahlukahlukene abanye bayapheka abanye bayenza intoni oku sizenzele kona because of phansi kwenhlupheko. Sasibhekela akekho umuntu owasise esikoleni sathi masiyobheka. Sesabheka because besifuna ukukhulisa abantwana. Sizama ukuthi abantwana mabafunde esikolweni. Sifundisa abantwana ngalento esiyenza estrateni. Sinxibisa abantwana ngalento esiyenza estrateni. Yiyo igrant esiyifaka ebantwaneni bethu. Sinqanda ukuthi abantwana bethu mabangagcini babe sestrateni. So sidinga uncedo olukhulu lokuba sincedisene.
Okay ma, sivile. Siyabonga. Serena libo number 10 by 10 ne? Come. Bo number 10 by 10 come. Number 10 wam bekaphelela kuwe mama. Tata. Andithi yimo ndiniphe onipha amanamba. Ndagqibela ngomama. Waba number 10. So it can't be your hadi tulo diri ntiriri. After wena we got the line. Magqibela wena asifake omunye umuntu tata ne. Thank you. Why ujampile ntato luthi nko5 sisters? Ukomra hai. Awona ke lona le confusing line ya rona. No em come out. Okay. Ne kopa re ska peta ne. We know there's need for support from GEP. We know. Of the 20 people that spoke, 10 spoke about support from GEP. So we know GEP is here, but I respond. Neke kopa lili 5 so none of you must talk about GEP because the complaints at GEP or the requests are the same. Support, training, awareness, and possibility of a register join. So GEP will respond to those. So let's deal with other problems that have not been spoken about. Neki kopela fela. Thank you.
Greetings, Chairperson and the executive and the team as a whole. Lebahla, Libaduli, Fochville, Wedela, Gauteng, the entire Merafon, because I understand that we are all here because since everyone saw the notice here, economic development, because Merafon is a ghost town. I thank you all for coming here today to come and hear the crisis of Merafon people. The challenges are different from our areas. My name is Moho Ellen Lekenyane. I'm from Wedela, even though a presentation in Zarona today, we are not being mentioned. I'll tell you why we are not being mentioned as Wedela people and Gauteng. It's because our leadership here are not taking us serious. I'm grateful today to see the presentations that our fellow colleagues came with. And again, I'm disappointed on the presentations that was made, especially in terms of the reports about Tubamo Merafon. Why I'm disappointed is because of when we check the number or maybe the population near Batubadula Merafon and compared to the stats of the report that you came with, Chair and your colleagues, they don't really make sense to the people of Merafon because it clearly shows that we are not taken serious. It can't be on the reports of a population of over 3,000 people, if you only have a report of 1 or 2 people, you come and report it in front of the people of Merafon and say, we have achieved this. This is so disappointing. My other point is here, jalo ka moduli, nna ke bua jalo ka a leadership ya batho e tshwereng batho mo Merafon ke le secretary ya Merafon Business Chamber ke na understandang ditlhoko tsa baahi ba rona ba Merafon ho fitisa ka mogolona le ka nahanang ka teng because ke nahana hore ha le etsa those kind of the reports, sometimes you have to call us as the leadership of the communities and give you those kind of the reports. Isn't the reports it's fabricated? Because I understand mathata e leng hore baduli ba rona ba na le ona in terms of dintho tsa tshwana le di grants. The information ha e fihle bathong ba rona because we don't have enterprises hubs, we don't have initiatives hubs in Merafon. The reason why batho ba rona ba sena information ya hore di grant di etsuwa jwang because ha bana tsebo. They don't have access to information. Masipala wa rona ha o tla ditabeng tsa di information, they gatekeeping the information. And it's so sad because batho ba rona ha ba sebetse ene re tla re hona le di internet people they can go online ba lo itshebela di information batho ba rona ha bana data ha ba sebetse ha ba kgone lo afforda data e leng hore ba ka ya go di interneting ka di phone tsa bona ba batle di information hore na ha ke na le bothata boje ba gap ke etsa jwang hore le nna ke kgone ho thola funding ha bana data or ba ka thola that kind of information. I will go to the next point, iling ya ntate ke utlwileng a bua ka yona ya detailing e ke la ka ba interested ko yona. Le yona eo ke thoba boroko ka hare ho community ya rona because some of us ntse re mathela taba ya detailing se le nou tje. As we speak, I have wrote a proposal. Jwalo ka ha ho thwe re etse di-proposal, but the proposal tseo tse re di etsang tseo, they are rendered so useless because you write those proposal, but you don't get the response back. So how do you say you are developing a township people, but every time when we are trying to do things right, we're not getting those kind of responses? We must make those initiatives. We do make those initiatives. We do make those proposals, but our proposals are not taken anywhere. Di fela ka hara di office, it's the official. They are not going to the relevant people. We are not getting assistance as Mirafon people. We are poor. We are living in areas, the zones, they are surrounded by the minings, but those mines, they don't assist us with nothing, really community. We are not developed, really, by the mining zone, by this mining zone, the mining zone. Because last time when we had the meeting with one of the companies that you mining Mirafo, we once asked them, like, how can you assist us to have at least those enterprise hubs in our areas? We were told about the hubs selling go western area. Imagine to someone like me who is not working, who doesn't have any sort of income, busy hustle into the companies, trying to make a living. Where will I get that money to go to western area? Where will I get that money to go to Randfontein? Horiki hono access those kind of relevant information. Ki kopa hore le re thuse njalo ka le tlile batho ba legislature hore le rona re batho re tholeng thuso jwalo ka di area tse ding hore area ya rona ya Mirafong e tseba ho develop. Re kopa those business hubs, re kopa those innovation hubs, re kopa those enterprise hubs hore bana ba bo rona ba tle ba tsebe ho thola information, ba tsebe ho thola something e leng hore le bona they can be able to put the bread on their table. I thank you.
Good afternoon. I thank you for leadership for this opportunity I get. My name is Ntai Matlaleta. Momerafon, they call me Scroof. Ke ko maikutlong a ko fatshe ke le moagi wa Momerafon. Because of one thing, our government, it failed us. Our government, they've been failing us for the past 15 years, and then the leadership here, Bonamo, with the same story. From the past 15 years when I was a youth. Me and my couple, we did fight with the mines. Before Anglo Gold Ashanti, we fought with them. Before Goldfield, we fought with them in Mirafong. As unemployment youth, till now, what happened to those guys that we were fighting with? They are still in anxiety of hungriness. But leadership, our government is looting through us. Every time when the government comes here, we put our signature there, they make reports, they get their bonuses, and then we get nothing. I'm very hurt I'm very hurt, but that one, leadership must know it. The 5 years, tse le tlo tholang di bonus ka tsona, le tla dula ntse le di thola until be le fitlha ko parliament, it's fine. Le be national, it's fine. Le mo Gauteng le tla fitlha ra ko dimo kwa, re tla le tshegetsa ka di vote tsa rona. But I'm just wondering, when you sleep, do you think about the poverty? E re leng mo yona, especially in Merafu. Those outside companies, they came and loot, and they left with nothing. They left us with their babies, bonya ope. We can't even sleep. That's the reality. Reality, truth must be told. Firstly, in Kokosi, we have surrounding companies that have employed about between 80 and 90% of the locals. That one I'm definitely shocked, Iona, because the locals, they are stranded. You go to Tandabantu, it's full. Each and every street, they are selling the gala. Because of frustration, ba Kokosi. It's very painful. And then ke batla ho tseba, US, our government, le tlo etsang ka these challenges tse re nang le yona from the past 15 years till now. Khale re mametse this talk, we are tired. We don't have work. Le ritima metsi, le ritima mtlakase, bana ba dina ba etsang ba ya dithethefatsing. That's painful, ha o le motswadi. And then leadership, when coming to funding, we have tried NFE, National Empowerment Fund. I guess there's something somebody to letting, except one person that I still recognize for the past 10 years, Momerafu. And then ke batla ho tseba ntho e one. Momerafu, BRICS, ikile ya thusa mang wa business ore a grow at this moment re le mo yona. I cannot bua holo banning there's some speakers and thing at di buile. Mare let's even 21. Please go back and do your homework. And when the next time you guys come with totally relevant for rona ba agi ba Gauteng. A ke re mo west ko poverty ko pali lokiseng. I thank you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Chair and your team. Greetings to everyone. My name is Nontlantla Matleng. I am from Kagiso, in Krugersdorp, West End. I'm just going to be brief, Chair. I've got two questions. So the first one is that the expectation is that the businesses need to be compliant in promoting economic development. But I just wanted to find out that how are the illegal spaza shops that are inflated in our townships and factories that are supplying them compliant? And how are they supporting the community economically to enhance economical development? How are these entities held accountable for selling illicit products to communities? Secondary to that, I want to find out that what programs has the department implemented to combat youth drug abuse in our communities because of the high unemployment rate and the lack of opportunities? What support has been given to unemployed youth and especially graduates? I hold a postgraduate diploma in higher education from the Val. I also hold an advanced diploma in public relations and communications. I've been unemployed, I don't know for how many years. There are no opportunities. Thank you so much, Chair.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and the panel, the residents of Mirafong or Western at large. Othethayo kumama uLungiswa Ntsasa ndibuya eWedela phansi koKhansela Mphuphu eWard 23. I am a very concerned resident and a proudly South African. Usuka apha uchairperson wam wathetha kwavokoteka. Phaya kwipanel ye-GEP uthethile usisiphawe wathi singaripiti izinto esezithethiwe. Sinyathelekile. Ndifuna ukuthi sisi ukuze unive kakuhle uyalibona iphela xa liwile lawa ngomqolo alikwazi uphinda liphakame. Xa ndithetha kanjalo, the most of the people in this crowd were the traders, the entrepreneurs, the business women and businessmen. Sibulewe kukuvumela ko-government wethu i-foreigners zazoxutha kuthi isonka sabantwana bethu emlonyeni. Like now, abantu aba-operator i-businesses ezilokishini zethu ngabantu abangenazo licenses. Thina xa kufuneke sinikezwe uncedo funeke sibuzwe i-licenses. Uthe usisi uvile sidinga ama-license, sidinga i-workshop, sidinga i-skills development, zonke ezo nto zi-underwed training, sidinga i-training. Ndiphinde ke ngoku ndize kwaba bantwana bethu sibazeleyo bafundileyo. Bangamaxhoba enyawupi ngenxa yantoni ugovernment wethu ubayekile abantu ezilokishini abathengisa inyawupe. Ngabona ababenefitayo bayithathile impilo yethu. Siphethe ziswekile, siphethe ziathi akhonto singaphethwanga yiyo ngenxa yobukela inzala yethu efundileyo engenamsebenzi elixhoba lenyawupi. Esami isicelo ndingusasa ndinje ugovernment makakhe enze into ngabantu abathengisa inyawupi. Because uba bebengekho aba bantu bayithengisa le nyawupi, abantwana bethu ngebengekho brown, bemnyama, bemdaka, befana nomhlaba. Athi umntana uza phambi kwakho umkhanyela uba ngulo ombeke esiswini for 9 months. Kubuhlungu bazali. Kubuhlungu leadership. Kubuhlungu urhulumente. Akumnandanga. Akumnandanga. Sicela ni intervene ngamandla. Ngamandla ningathembeli kumapolisa alapha atyana aba bantu bathengisa inyawupe. I thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairperson and your staff. I'm Wellington Zesoi from Wedela, under my company, Zesoi Coaches Trading Project. Guys have talked already. They have talked a lot, and it's true. Guys, you know that the mines are declining. What else? We have got a problem of our LED here in Carltonville. Where they are now. Our LED, it's a problem here at Carltonville. It's suspicious that maybe it's controlled by the politicians. It's not controlled by government. We are painful, guys. Siva ubuhlungu, that's why nisiva kuthethwa ngolu hlobo. Sikhupha inhlungu ekuthi. Akwaba this one ayizuba i-talk show. We have got so many sittings like this one. But we don't see any development from your side. We want action, guys. When you came here, we want action after we have told you everything, or we have comment or complain. Please. We don't need talk shows. We want implementation. Please, guys, help us. We have got mines here which are declining. There is a vast land in these mines, and we want to farm on those land. But now we are struggling because of our LED. Guys, help us. We are on a problem. Please. Get into our Maspala and find out what's happening there. Please, guys. We are suffering as business people of Carltonville. Thank you.
Asibonge wonke umuntu ofakile ama-comments, questions, and some of the challenges that we are experiencing in the area. We are the Gauteng legislature. Baita Councillor Unaliteng was saying, I'm not sure if he's still here, because the municipality was invited. When we go to municipality programs, we always invite municipalities. We are the Gauteng Economic Development Portfolio Committee. Msebetu wa rona ko tshwara executive, lady MEC accountable on your behalf. That is why re batlisa ko lona. Hore batlo re fa kaofela le lona, mosebetsi o department le di entities tsa bona in this case ba reng ba o editse in a quarter. How does the legislature work or government work? Government works for a whole year that is broken in 3 months. Every 3 months, they must produce a report to the portfolio committee that we take to the legislature. Ba reporta ka musebetsi o ba reng ba o entse. Musebetsi wa bona would talk about budget e ba e fiweng, hore ha ba fuwe budget ba e spendile jwang, ba spendile bokae, ho bile le mathata o kae mo ho spending budget ya bona. They are spending the budget based on what is called an APP. APP is like a plan, ya selemo. That is taken out of these engagements, one, out of the Premier's commitments or the Premier's, her Premier Ita State of the Province address, who identify the focus areas for selemo seo, se latelang after the State of the Province address. Of course, we also look at what the President said when he does the State of the Nation address. Then a budget is apportioned after those 2 addresses to different departments. The departments and the entities, by what they call APP. APP is like their implementation plan on those commitments that the Premier and the President has done for different provinces. Once bafuwe tšhelete, then they develop programs out of these commitments, out of the Gauteng strategy. Sa rona ke 2030, ke sa province seo. Ra e utlwa taba ya gore mayor o itse 2035. We are not working for the municipality. We are working for the province that has adopted a 2030 growing Gauteng together strategy. That is what we are implementing. So mosebetsi wa rona ko botsa dipotso tse ding tse le botsitseng ko di-departmenteng. Meeting wa rona o mo Kokosi. Part of the program or the mandate that we give into the department ke hore ba re reportele hore mo Gauteng, because I see Gauteng provincial legislature ya ko Westland ke ya Gauteng ha ba fuwa budget hore ba spende Gauteng. Sorry. Budget e bua ka gore tlamehile ba etse mosebetsi ko Johannesburg, ko Tshwane, ko Ekurhuleni, ko Sedibeng le mo Westland. Ke ha ba fuwa budget. Ha ba fuwe 10 rand, they must spend it across the province. Ha re tla ko Westland, re tlo fana ka report ya Gauteng, e seng ya Westland. So, re mo department in kaofela, not economic development fela. Ha le qeta o jwetsa, because ha re le mo re badudi ba Gauteng. Akere, you are not on an island called Westland. We are all Gauteng residents. Tell us, what work have you done in the province? After, zoom into the work that you would have done in the area where we're having the meeting. Oh, sorry. So that is why in the report, itla ibuaka Kokosi, because remo Kokosi. And we are taking the point. Yahore Westland, I fell mo Kokosi fela. It would have been nice and lovely to get a sense, Yahore. What is being done? Carltonville, what is being done? But the mandate that the portfolio committee gave to the department, kuzuma into work done here, because we are here. So I thought we should clarify our responsibility, which is 110% on the side of communities. Because communities elected us. We are elected by communities, of course, through our different political parties. But we represent communities in the legislature. You can't hold government accountable kaofela lona. So your representatives hold government, which is the department, officials, accountable on your behalf. And the legislature included decision on this performance report, we must come share them directly with communities, because mosebetsi wa legislature o encourage around public participation. So this is a way your public participation for all. So we thought we must clarify those issues. And just to clarify another role also, we've spoken about the vision of the government of Gauteng. Growing Gauteng together 2030. Different municipalities, banally divisions are born. Western take it 2035 as we had today. I know in the city of Johannesburg, by GDS 2040. It is supportive of the provincial 2030 vision. There shouldn't be big differences there, because all of them are about developing the province and developing our municipalities. Because local government ya rona is a developmental local government. The issues that they raise they are all of a developmental nature. So that is what our visions are about. They must talk to each other. Just to say, the chamber came here, which is a good thing. I hope that the chairperson of chamber is the secretary. I hope the chamber needs to be a partner in the development of SMMEs and small businesses in different areas. So we would really appreciate that the chamber talks to us so that together with the chamber, we address some of the issues that have been raised here. Mining is not a competency of provincial government. You are not going to get a department in the Gauteng government that is going to say to you, we will hold Anglo-American accountable. Arena yona department ya mineral, DMR, mineral resources, is a national department. Inali minister fail. But we will take some of the issues through the portfolio committee ko parliamenting. Share the frustrations that you have about the mining sector. The department will talk about the SEZ. The committee is planning an oversight visit. It's like the little committee in Warona, but to SEZ. We are coming. We will issue a date. Hopefully, Chair will be able to engage stakeholders at the SEZ as well. Because we have the same concerns that you are raising about the SEZ. My two last points. Somebody stood up and said we are bringing in fabricated reports. The fact that a report does not talk to what you want does not make it a fabricated report. And we must avoid saying, because I'm not happy with a report, I didn't need. Because who can't tell or I didn't need how, but can need somebody else. So the reports that we are bringing here is the work that the department is saying, according to the targets that have been set for this quarter. We have done 1, 2, 3. The report also says, when we're talking, we listened to you. So it will be very important that you also listen. I get retreated from to Arma Melaning, because nobody interjected when we're speaking. The department has targets. All the presentations that we're giving here were telling us about those targets. The targets is a thing. The really department. That is their report. So we can't say it's fabricated because it does not talk to what I, Kile Matsidiso, want. So there's no report. We are not going to come here and play to the public gallery by bringing fabricated reports. We are not that irresponsible. So these reports are departmental reports. The people that spoke pointed out the gaps in these reports, pointed out the fact that they do not necessarily address our challenges as a community in the region. So those are points that you are taking. Clearly there's a need to come back with other departments. We need to bring in public safety to deal with the drug issues and social development because it is outside our responsibility. We need to come back with health to sort out other health-related issues that have been raised. Our entities are here. Maybe when you respond, you will talk about how do we come back as this unit with all our entities to workshop, empower SMMEs, because that is the clarion call here. I know with the cities, municipalities, there has been registration of spaza shops. Maybe when we come back, we must come back with that report. How far are we? Out of 10 spaza shops that have been registered, how many are South Africans? How many are foreign? Why are we registering foreign spaza shops? Because we need to respond to that also. But also, as much as we are sitting here, we are complaining about spaza shops. They are ran by foreigners. Di hokai, these spaza shops. Di hokai. They are not in any government departments yet. They are not at the municipalities yet. They are in our own yards. Because that is something that we also need to deal with. When I interacted with the economic development of Johannesburg, they were complaining, Hore, Rona, South Africans, ke rona re mathanka di pasa tsa rona who registerela foreigners dispenser shops. So let's have this conversation, but let us not point fingers to government alone. We must say rona ka rona as residents, how are we contributing to this problem? Because we are contributing to this problem. You know, yesterday we did a visit with the committee that I chair to hospitals. And when we arrived there, part of what we found is that foreign patients are being registered by our own sisters to access medication and admission in our hospitals. Rona ka rona. The women who are giving birth and are foreign nature, ba tliswa ke rona ko dipetlele. Re fihle re mo ngodise, ebe matshediso mfikwe. Ha re fetsa re mo siye. Ha se tsa phaphama, out of the pain tsa o pepa ba mmutso re lebitso la ke mang. Ke Chimurenga something something, the real name comes. But when she was admitted because she was in pains, she was matshediso mfikwe. So, we must have a real and proper conversation about the foreigners that are living in our areas. Government must take responsibility. We must also take responsibility as residents. Because up until we agree and admit, wrong, then government will be able to deal with the situation. It can't be that we register a dispenser shop. Mara ke rona re mathanko pele. Re lo ba registerela. Ha ba re noka ko dintlong tsa rona ba re tebela because re tlo complain because ba re ko ba kere ko dintlong. Oh, that arrangement or ba patala ba sa patala ke re le ba thotse permit. E be le gona re tlang re ba tlo complain. But we registered for them. I go tell you about to ba rekang di RDP houses. Ba rekisetswa ke rona kere. I refer to blame a government when it's us. So let's have that conversation as the time goes on. And my last point to go on that we can't deal with cabals. You know, it's a bit of a difficulty that we just need. But the mining issue at West needs to be addressed. We will escalate to the National Department so that we see how they come on board in assisting. My last point, but to Gauteng, Johannesburg, West Rand. None of us gets bonuses. None of us gets bonuses. Yes, we do get an allowance. That is properly taxed as well. Repatala SARS. But we don't get bonuses. And we are doing this work because of the love to serve you. That is why some of the criticism we will take, because it is building us, it is opening our eyes to some of the issues that you are raising. But don't leave this meeting with an understanding or a notion that members of parliament, MPLs, including councillors, bafumana di bonus. None of us, councillors, MPLs, MPs, we don't get bonuses. Kafala rona re thola allowance. And it's public knowledge as to how much are we giving on a monthly basis. So I thought let's clarify those issues, Chair. Then we can allow the department to come and give an overall response to the issues that the community have raised. Reluctantly. It's not that I reluct. We will try and change where we can, but Remo to represent you, not ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your questions. Member Mfikwe for explaining our mandate and where we fit in. And I want to give the members an opportunity to ask questions, and then we will give the department and the agencies an opportunity to answer all the questions that you've posed. Member Kuneni, thank you.
Ke lebohe modulasetulo ka sebaka se o mfang sona tjeka mme Mfikwe sa hlalositse le rona re le mona mosebetsi wa rona ko hold that department accountable. So le rona re tla botsa dipotso ke ne ke tla botsa dipotso nathi sizobuza imibuzo ngoba asiyoni executive khona babothe si executive asiyoni executive i-executive u-MEC thina si-legislature esibamba u-MEC ne-department accountable ngaloko ke nathi sinelungelo lokubuza imibuzo ngihlale phansi ngoba ngathi ayingizwakali kahle ubaba uKagiso Tsukudu ngesho ngathi kahambile ubuze umbuzo bengizobuza nami ngendaba ye-spending kubantu of people with disabilities akusinto enhle ukuthi i-government ibeke isinqumo sokuthi kuzosetshenziswa i-5% ku-procurement kubantu abaphila nge-disability bese makuphela ikoda i-department reporta u-0 ithi ayisebenzisanga mali kubantu abane-disability akusinto enhle le ngicabanga ukuthi into mele i-department kumele improve kuyo because it's not a good thing that when they report that in the first quarter they spent 0 I think it's a bad thing when we have so many business of people with disabilities who are not receiving a single cent. Ubaba uMaster Push ngicabanga wenza iproposal ukuthi thina njenge portfolio committee sike sovakashela iChemdo it's a proposal, Chair, that maybe as a portfolio committee we must go and visit Chemdo as a site. I think that proposal we look into it so that we, as the portfolio committee, we can get a report but also see what is happening there so that we can hold the department accountable with something that we have seen. So I'm making that proposal, Chair, that we go and see what is happening there. But also, Chair, I think we really need to re-look how these meetings are convened and how we run these meetings. I think it's a discussion that we really need to have because from where I'm standing, we need to make sure that every time we visit an area, not only GP as a table and liquor board as a table, all entities that are engaging with the public must be here so that the community that attends these meetings can then have an opportunity to engage directly with all entities. Gauteng tourism must be here. That way, these meetings become also an opportunity for workshops and information sharing, so that as people raise issues, we can, just like Member Mfikwe, can be immediately directed to a table and they can get help immediately. So that, because these meetings, we come here, department presents a report, people complain about entities, and we sit here, we have to listen, and they can't get immediate help. The department will respond, but the response is going to be general. Unlike a person who would have gone to a table, they would be able to give a response that is specific to the nature of the problem, rather than a general response that may not talk to that person's issues. I think that's something that we need to do going forward, so that these meetings add value to the community, because while our role as the portfolio committee is just to hold the department accountable, the people who attend these meetings are more interested in what they can get practically. So they may not really be interested in us holding the department accountable, because based on the inputs that have been made, that's a list of their problem. Their problem is what is it that must be done that affects them directly. That's why most of the questions, for example, would have been questions directed to the municipality, which we are not, as this portfolio committee, we are not holding the municipality directly accountable. There's a different portfolio committee, COCTA, that holds the MEC, who holds municipalities accountable. So I think these are things that I think we need to change in how we going forward, so that we don't get to people feel like beslela nisithethisa ndithethisa abantu abarong yabona simamele nje kodwa ndithethisa abantu abarong asibona ukuthi nibathethise kodwa sothini ngoba sihleli la phambili. So we become the face of the government that you have issues with. But lastly, Chair, in my Knoxman, you know, I spent some time, Baba was a gambling board. I think it's a discussion that we need to have, because I was trying to understand, abantu abadlala ama-dice, abantu abadlala i-snooker, abantu abadlala i-crazy 8, bese bayabheja bebodwa, you know, is it criminalized? Because if it is criminalized, ukudlala i-crazy 8 nibheje ngama 50 cents, I think we really need to relook at the act and decriminalize that type of gambling. Because I don't think the state needs to be spending money chasing around about snooker by pitching 50 rand. Unlike those who organize illegal rooms where gambling takes place. So I'm saying there must be categorization, because when I read the Gambling Act, it talks of informal bet, but I think those clarities needs to be those issues needs to be taken properly, so that we, if the legislation is not that clear, maybe as government chairperson, as the legislature, we may need to look at amendment of the act, both the National Act and the Gauteng Gambling Act, to make sure that we don't criminalize what I will call petty gambling, you know, if there's such a word, petty gambling or recreational gambling that takes place. I mean, because from what you're saying, it means if intwana dlala izipekase, kumele zifahlakwe. I don't think that's the route that we want to take, you know. Okay, you're not saying that, but yeah, I think we really need to clarify that act, or at least amend the act, so that there's no gray area. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Yes, member, go ahead.
Sanbanan. Yeah, no man, angeke ngibe mude, but khona ezinye izinto engifuna ukuthi sizilungise nathi umphakathi. The issue of submitting things, uyacabanga uyahlala uba ne-business plan uyayisubmita, but you don't make follow-up. You wait for this kind of a meeting. Bese utasiphendulwa, si-applyile and so forth. There are processes. If, labantu laba njengoba nibabona bo liquor board abo apply license yotshwala yena bakuphenduli oyasokola, you can petition that thing. You write a petition, then you send a petition to EGPL, Gauteng Parliamentary Legislature. They will take it, ihamba ama process wayo. Uzobizwa kucheckwe nabo babizwe ukuthi why into zakho zimile. O apply ile for business ethize, i-stage so ndlulile and kumile awutholakali at all. You don't wait for this kind of a meeting. Tina masize la size sizocheka ukuthi kwenzakalani. But Chair, I will also ask, next time we must not do this kind of a meeting where we'll have a question and answer session. We must call all these stakeholders to be here with their information desk so that people must come and also inquire on what is it that it's happening on their application and other things. I think that must be a position that we must take. Because once we sit, people are complaining, we take these complaints, I don't know how are we going to process them anyway. But if we have all these people who are supposed to account or process these things, then we'll have a step forward. We'll know what is it that we are doing, because we'll have a session where we'll say, "Aye, chap, here are 100 people, they have applied, here's the process. What is it that it's happening? What is it that the time frame and other things?" So we'll see progress on those things, because there's budget allocated in all these departments, and that budget must be accounted for, and not only in papers. People must stand up and say, "I've benefited." And that's my submission for the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Members, any other persons? Member Ali, thank you.
Thank you so much, Chair. I'm going to be very brief. Sanbonan Bantabatala, Dumelang. So I'm going to be very brief. Kibatawali, the young man owning the spirit of an entrepreneur or ratang business. I want to encourage that and say it's a good thing to want to be able to create jobs. So it's a very good thing. Keep it up. Funda as much as you can. In newspaper, in wadi, ubuze, kuba abane business, smaller shops, how they can guide you and how they can mentor you. But ungayeki apply putwam. I know imisebenzi is scarce, ne? I don't want to take that for granted and say it's a mobatla mereko, because it's easy to say it, but it's not an easy thing to do, because sometimes you can't get employment. But habarikiye opportunity, whatever that opportunity is, inge opportunity, even if you say, "Me, I want my own business." Inga opportunity, because what it does is it will teach you some things. Otlatola the ideas while you are working, but also otlahono save smaller nyana the 10 rand that's already being aside, so that when you go to a funder, batla obotso wena ukense eng ko business ya how, you will be able to say, "I've got what is called skin in the game," which means lena ke sacrifice whether ke 500 or however little it may look to you, or can say something into this business venture ya how bona batla assista ka something more. But if you are just saying, "No, ungfeng chelete marana aksokene le 10 rand," the gentleman who was standing here, that's where poster ya high I apateteng akotlobiseng molemo or akhonobele that poster. So as an investor, also if when we are going to ukuthatha imali yakho epokothweni uyifake kule business, nami ngakhona ukuassist ngifake imali in the business. So I'm saying all of this to say, if there is work opportunities, oskadula fela my young man or no na ke batle ho bereka motho ke tlo ipereka. Bereka motho until you are able to either fund your own thing or learn how to do your own thing. Okay, young man? But I think it's a very good thing. Keep it up, ne? Thank you. Thank
you, member. Any other members? Right, it looks like we're done. Thank you very much. DGG, you may go ahead. Thank you.
Thanks, Chair. Firstly, like everyone who has spoken before me, thank you for your feedback. We appreciate it. We can only learn from the feedback we get from you to improve and be better in what we're doing. So I'm gonna tackle 8 issues and then ask my colleagues to fill in the gaps where I've left issues. So the one big issue that has been raised by various speakers is the township retail program with all its challenges, from spaza shops to informal traders to need for licensing and so on and so on. We've got a township retail program that we are doing, and it's led by Mr. Zwane Mangete, who's sitting in front here. We probably have to use the resources we have at our disposal to come back and hold a more focused workshop with yourselves around what the township retail program can do for you. And I'm not pretending that there are endless resources. There are limited resources, but true partnerships such as partnerships we have with Coca-Cola, Bottling South Africa. We have something called, for instance, a business in a box. I think the colleagues from GEP did speak about that, which could address the problems of containers for the informal traders, right? But equally, the Premier has asked us to work with the Department of Transport and the municipalities to look at the taxi ranks and how the taxi ranks can be commercialized in a manner that makes them usable to entrepreneurs like yourselves. So there's a lot of initiatives that are being done by provincial government, and the department is participating in those, which would require us to have a more focused conversation with yourselves. Then the issue of Chamdo, its development and its management. I think the colleagues from AIDC did indicate that it's one of the projects that they are working on and that they have set aside resources for the development and management of Chamdo. And indeed, we would want to track that with yourselves, and when we come back next time to report what the progress is. One of the things I would encourage you to do consistently is that in all of these areas, be it retail, township retail, or Chamdo as a business hub for the auto sector, organize yourselves into a structure that monitors that work together with government, so that we don't meet here during these sessions for the first time and none of you know about what is happening there. So it's important that we do that, and maybe through our colleagues from AIDC, again, a focused conversation with auto mechanics, for instance, might be useful, or beneficiaries or participants in the Chamdo program might be useful just to deal with issues that are related to auto, because the economy, as you appreciate, is a very big animal. Then on business development, I think GEP is here, and the colleagues have said they are available to assist, both in terms of financial support and non-financial support that you've been asking for, including things like business planning, licensing, and so on. One of the things I learned in my previous life is that if we work with the association of differently abled people, and you follow their philosophy of nothing about us without us, you tend to achieve more. So what I would encourage is that if the people who are differently abled who stay in this region are organized, maybe through Mr. Zwane or any one of our colleagues, let us have a session with yourselves to look at how do you access economic opportunities that are presented by the various programs we've shared with you today. Because that way we know where to take the information. We don't do what is called spray and pray. We will give it to the association and say, these are the opportunities. Are any of your members interested in these opportunities? Can they submit a proposal or a quotation, and so on and so on? But also we'll want to have guidance from yourselves as organized people with the post-mining economy of this region. One of the reasons why we initiated the wherein SEZ program, which has got its ups and downs, was because we were mindful of the fact that mining is declining. And in fact, the national government is aware of this, and the DMR has a full strategy on the post-mining economy and the kind of support they give to post-mining communities. So perhaps what we should ask through you, Ndate Kelvin, is that we must invite DMR to work with the leadership, the business chambers of this area, to look at what can be done as part of that post-mining strategy they have in this area. There are certain obligations, for instance, that mining towns that are closing have as part of that. Have those obligations been met? If not, how can DMR assist us to extract those benefits for the community? So I would leave that with Ndate Sirame, and he can add as I finish. Then there's a big area, Honorable Chair, around development communication. I do sense that we are missing the boat as officials. I think we need a more sophisticated communication strategy, because the information is there. It's just that when we transmit it, the platforms we're using and the formats we're using are not effective in reaching the community. So we need to retreat with our communication section in the department and in the various entities and answer the question, how do we better communicate with the communities we're serving in the current context? Because I think these public meetings used to work at a certain stage. But because of the plethora of communication formats, there's WhatsApp now, there's X, there's this and so on, we probably could use a combination of things to share information and to give feedback and to solicit ideas on a continuous basis. So I think we need to pull back and just reflect a bit about that. We collaborate with the municipality through what is called intergovernmental relations, and we will definitely share your frustrations with the LED section of the municipality, and also provide the support we can give them to be effective players in the local economy. The issue of unemployed graduates is a real problem, and it's a national problem. South Africa by far has got the least number of graduates compared to other countries in its economic category. So if you compare it to countries like Turkey and so on, or Vietnam, we are producing the least number of graduates. Even the little that we produce, we don't employ 100%. One of the reasons is that we produce graduates that are not necessarily equipped for the economy we have. So part of what we're initiating, therefore, as a result of that reality, is that we are starting a program that we call the Skills of the Future program, which is meant to repurpose our graduates to fit into the existing businesses, not the businesses we were learning for when we were still students. I would have studied biblical studies, for instance, when I was a student. But you might find now that there's very few jobs I can do with that degree, right? Besides that, there are too many pastors, so I can't compete. So there's also those realities, but I am not saying that the problem is the same for everybody. But we need to look at the skills. Firstly, have a register of all the people that are unemployed graduates in the community. They must organize themselves. We look at the skills they have. We look at how we can link them to opportunities that exist. And when others are not directly linked to those opportunities, we look at what top-up programs can we effect so that they are market ready, so to speak. So those are some of the things that I think we can do together with yourselves to make the challenging situation we're all in of a non-performing economy a better situation. There is no easy solution. Even with the things that I'm suggesting, it's not going to be plain sailing. We have to work at them hard and find solutions together and take responsibility for certain things, failings that we have, as one of the honorable members was saying. Lastly, Honorable Chair, one of the things that drives entrepreneurship is entrepreneurial culture. And the failings that we're seeing in the spaza subsector of our township economy, amongst other things that is causing the problem we have, is the decline in the entrepreneurial spirit of our communities. Because many of the people that who grew up in a spaza, in a family with a spaza shop, say they don't want to be a spaza owner anymore. They'd rather lease the spaza shop to someone else who's keen. So the question is, how do we rechannel those people into another form of entrepreneurship? So part of what we need to do with your organized formations is to work on the culture of entrepreneurship for today. Not the historical one, but for today. What does it mean to be an entrepreneur now? And what kind of support do we need from us? And so on and so on. So in those few words, Honorable Chair and honorable members of the committee and everyone who is in the room, I would request that my colleagues, where possible, could add, but I tried to pull together all the key themes from the various questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think what we can do is we can finalize the meeting for today on this basis. Thank you for the feedback, DTG. We have heard what you say. For the people who are still here, can you just make contact with the various department persons who sit here, the department and the entities, if you have any specific issues that has not been addressed in the answers given at the moment. Of course, down the line, we will come here again and speak to you, and hopefully things will be much better. But we do take note of your frustrations. So having said that, I think we can conclude this part of the meeting and then just go over to the last few parts. Members, so the NCOP, yes, we did that yesterday, but we can just finalize on NCOP. Just take note that we will be briefed on the National Gambling Amendment Act through a legal opinion on the 12th of September. Petitions, the department will come back to us on petitions that is outstanding, responses on the petitions, and then we dealt with the Garankuwa school. So having said that, thank you very much for your time, your patience. It is our job to listen to you, and it's our job to try and find answers together with the executive. And as Member Mfikwe has indicated, we are part of the legislature and we do oversight to ensure that the department does their job properly. So with that, thank you very much for your time and enjoy your weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.